Hey y'all, it's Tammy and Chris with Collard Valley Cooks. Today we're making a breakfast pizza with our swaggerty sausage and that crazy crust pizza crust. And boy, did it turn out delicious. I'm going to pour a little bit of this bacon grease in here to start our sausage in because our sausage is not real greasy. All right, I'm going to use this 10-inch skillet to make our pizza crust in. And it's got bacon grease in it where I made some bacon yesterday. And this one is going to be the skillet we're going to brown some extra sausage in. And we'll make some gravy in this skillet. And today we are using our swaggerty sausage. And I'm going to use almost a pound and get it browning in the skillet. Me and Chris ate breakfast off of it the other day. So I'm going to use the rest of it on our pizza. So let's turn this on and get this started. Now once we start this sausage, we'll get over here and mix up our pizza crust. But you do want to crumble this for the top of a pizza. And this is going to be our breakfast pizza. And it's going to be delicious. Now you want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Separate it a little, and then we'll use our separator, hamburger separator, to get it smaller as it fries. All right, this is super fast and easy. You're going to start with a cup of all-purpose flour. You're going to add about a half teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, and 2/3 cup of milk. Now look how fast that is, y'all. You're going to beat that up. And it's a pretty runny batter, so I'm going to use a whisk to do this. And if you noticed, you're not putting any grease in it. The great part about how we're going to make our pizza is that I've got bacon grease in the bottom of the skillet for us to pre-bake this breakfast pizza crust in. When you do the pre-bake, you do go ahead and put your sausage on the top of the pizza. If you're making bacon, you would do the same thing. Or if you're using both, you can brown them both in the same skillet. But I used the rest of my bacon yesterday, and today we're using our delicious swaggerty sausage. If you've never tried swaggerty sausage, the next time you're in the grocery store, check and see if they have some and pick up a pack. You will love it. It's got a very good flavor. All right, I'm going to turn this up a little bit because we are ready to get our pizza crust in the oven. You see how fast that pizza crust came together? I'm going to use the drippings to make a gravy. And we'll put the gravy on the pizza. All right, you're going to use a skillet that's well greased. You can grease it with shortening, or you can use your grease from your meat if you want to do that. This is bacon grease, and I'm just going to spread it around in the pan really good. Get it up on the sides as well as the bottom. So just do a really good job of greasing it well. Pour your crust in your skillet. And it's going to be runny. That's how it's supposed to be. And this is going to pre-cook in the oven. We're going to sprinkle our breakfast sausage all over the top of our breakfast pizza. It already looks delicious, don't it? We don't even have the gravy and the eggs on there yet. Now, because I'm using sausage, I did not chop up an onion, but if you want to go all out and chop up an onion and saute it when you do your meat, you can. But this sausage has such a good flavor, I didn't see the need in doing that. And if you want to put some spices on it, you can. But I prefer to have it just like that, just the spice that's in the sausage. All right, you're going to slide this in your preheated oven and let it bake for 20 minutes. Then you're going to put the rest of your toppings on your pizza. Now we're going to make a little bit of gravy. I'm just going to make a cup of gravy. And I'm going to use the same skillet that I used to brown my sausage. So you're going to be using a cup of milk and an 1/8 cup of flour. And there should be enough oil left in your skillet to use for your flour. You need about the same amount of oil as you have flour. So here's our flour going in the skillet. Now I'm going to use my gravy whisk. Woo, I didn't have quite enough oil in there. So I'm going to add just a touch of olive oil just to get it wet enough that I can brown my flour. See the difference that made? Now you're just going to let it sit in here until it browns. Let's take a look at this skillet, and y'all can see why I love it so much. It's a brand new one. I want you guys to see how it comes in the box. It comes wrapped. It's very nice, like this. This one has a silicone handle. When you open it up, it has a little recipe book, a care kit, which is a mesh scrubber and a scraper. And my sister says they have these mesh scrubbers on TikTok everywhere now. They're really good for cast iron. And then it also has a wooden spoon. But what I like about this skillet, the reason I got it, is it's a little lighter weight than other cast iron. And I want you to look how smooth the finish is. The finish is slick, like glass slick, which is the finish that you get in an iron skillet that's been used for years and years. Now, I love Lodge, and I have a lot of Lodge cast iron, and it cooks up well and does great for my cornbread and all that. But I only have, I think, 2 that have this smooth finish that I've had forever. When you get one from Lodge, it has more of a ripply bottom. It is seasoned already. Now this has a smooth bottom. Look how slick it is. And I wanted to try it out. I'm going to be making some sausage with it this week, so you will see it in action. And I just wanted you guys to see this skillet. I'm going to start recommending it because I love the finish, and I love how lightweight it is compared to other skillets. This is a 12-inch. I did not even own a 12-inch cast iron skillet, so that's why I decided to get the 12-inch instead of the 10-inch standard, which is what I use the most. So I just wanted to show you guys this. I think it's a really good buy. It's made by Cook Life. It is made in China, designed in the United States, all right? Just thought I'd show it to you guys, and it will be on our website under Shop Kitchen, then Cookware, all right? I do have some Lodge there as well, but if you want this real slick spinach, if you want this super slick finish, then you'd have to get one of these Cook Life skillets. And it comes in such a nice box. If you take the insert out of the box, then you've got a really nice box to wrap a pair of pants or a couple of shirts in for Christmas. Super nice box. All right, let's add our milk. And as soon as this starts to thicken, we're going to turn it off and just let it sit here. And all you need is enough gravy to go right on top of the pizza. You don't want to overdo it because you're going to put eggs on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Now, don't that look good? I was thinking, if we're going to make a breakfast pizza, we got to have some kind of sauce to go on that breakfast pizza. And I sure didn't want to use tomato sauce. So I thought, I'll just make a little gravy. Here's our crust. Don't that look good? And we are going to put our toppings on it now. Now there's a good bit of oil on the top of this from our sausage, and I'm actually going to take a paper towel and get a little bit of it off. All right, here's our gravy. I'm going to put it on there. You can thin it up if you want to, but I don't really want it thin because I want it to hold together good. It's a pizza. All right, and now I'm going to crack the eggs on top of it. And we're just going to let them cook in the oven with the pizza. I think 4 eggs will be plenty. Y'all, I think I'm just going to crack the eggs right on top. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to salt and pepper it. And I've got these little tomatoes from out of the garden. And we're just going to half them and put them on here for color. Also have some fresh parsley we could put on it. I might go get some. Here, let's just use my parsley out of my shaker. That'll be good. All right, let's get it in the oven, y'all. All right, we're going to slide it back in the oven. All right, we're going to cook it until our eggs get done, and then we'll sprinkle it with some cheese. All right, it's going to be delicious. All right, it's going to be your preference on how you want these eggs to be cooked, whether you want them to hard cook or if you want the yolks a little bit runny, then you will have to just check on this and see when it's to your liking. You do want to do this second bake with the eggs on it at 450 degrees so that those eggs get done in the middle of the skillet and not just around the edges. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on it. It is smelling really good, looking really good, but we want it to cook at least 10 more minutes. So I'm just going to put some cheese on it. I just had a surprise visit from my neighbor, Ann, and she is 92 years old. I can't believe how old she is. She still does her yard work, y'all, and she gets around great, and man, she is something else. She brought me a bag of tomatoes and onions. I want you to look at these gorgeous Vidalia onions and these gorgeous tomatoes she brought me. She said she got them from the farmer's market. So we want to give a shout out to Ann and say thank you. She don't watch the page, but I told her she needed to. So I just wanted to show you that we are friends with our neighbors. I hope you are too. And she also got a few slices of that chocolate pound cake that was so good yesterday. All right, it's time to get it out, y'all. Our breakfast pizza. Looks delicious. All right, we're going to try to loosen this from the edges and see if we can't get it out, because if you can, I mean, you can serve it out of the skillet if that's what you want to do. But we want to make sure that it stays crunchy on the bottom. And I want to cut it like a pizza. So just go all the way around the edge, good. And then you're going to take something that you can get under it with. Actually, I'm going to use my stainless steel one. I think it works better at maneuvering. And we're going to slide it out onto this. Get it on a cooling rack once we cut it, and it'll stay crunchy on the bottom. Now look at that skillet. It looks good, and the bacon grease is still in there. All right, let's give it a whirl. You can make them as big or as small as you want them. We're going to pick this up and put it on our cooling rack. That way that crunchy crust, I'm going to show you how crunchy it is. It will stay nice and crunchy, y'all. This is the best pizza crust. Look at it. And you can use this for a regular pizza as well. It only takes really and truly about 3 minutes to mix this up and get it in a skillet. And the only thing you have to do is wait on the pre-bake, but it's so worth it when you get finished. Look how beautiful that is. And look at that egg yellow, how it's just perfectly done. We're going to get a bite. If you want to add some spice to this, of course you can. You could add some cayenne. You could add some ketchup. Whatever you like on your breakfast. Some syrup. But look at that. It is pizza crust that's crunchy, sausage, gravy, egg. Can't beat it. It's hot. Look how crunchy that looks on the bottom. That tastes like Mama's breakfast all on top of a pizza. Good. I think about getting myself on this one. I just thought it would be a good idea to try to put one together. Chris is going to love this. And we will see you next time on Collard Valley Cooks. Cooking like Mama did. Bye, y'all. Love ya.